Step aside, ROBO-SEN. The real boy is in town. Okay, I don't really mean that seriously, but it seems that we got a listing on Amazon UK along with a whole bunch of images of a brand new Transformers Rise of the Beasts product. This one here is the Transformers Rise of the Beast Command and Convert Animatronic Optimus Primal. What looks like to be a quite large Optimus Primal figure that, working on probably batteries, and it has lights and sounds, is voice commanded that automatically transforms. And it says here over 100 combinations plus. I don't even know what that combinations means, because looking at this, it probably doesn't have much articulation, and the transformation itself is really simple. So I don't know what those 100 plus combinations are. Maybe it's 100 plus phrases. But even then, what 100 different things could this thing do? So essentially, it's a Rise of the Beast Optimus Primal done in that more mainline kind of style, meaning that it doesn't look a lot like how it looks in the movie. It has more of that coloration and style that more some of those mainline figures have, with even the more, I guess we'll call it Season 1 Beast Wars Optimus Primal blue face. So the alt mode, it's pretty much leaned over in ape mode, and then you probably voice command and go, hey Primal, I'd really like it if you just like stood up, and we'll call it a transformation a la Cheetor style. And so he does that. He stands up, and just his face mask, which makes his gorilla face, just flips back, and that's it. That's the whole transformation. And I guess they want you to probably have the swords already in his hands. That way he already has the swords ready to go for action. He has a glowing LED on his chest, which probably also is the lights and sounds and stuff, and he makes a bunch of noise, and he probably swings around and everything. It doesn't say what those sounds are, if they're lines from the movie, if they're just battle sounds, if they're more generic sounds. We do not know. But it is interesting. I mean, we had products like this many years ago with the Ultimate Bumblebee, even when the 2007 movie came out. That was this light and sounds kind of thing, although it wasn't an automatic transformation, but it was a big, expensive product. And speaking of big and expensive, according to this Amazon listing, it's planning to ship out July 15th, 2023. So right in time, about a month after the movie had come out in theaters. And it's going to cost, in British pounds, $128.99. Now, what that transfers to when you do UK currency exchange into USD is about $160. Now, keep in mind, when you do the currency exchange with the UK and stuff with Transformer product, it always ends up being more expensive than it really is. Just to give another more current Rise of the Beast example, if you picked up, like, let's say, Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Cheetor, the Rise of the Beast version, that's $34.98 in the British pounds, which pretty much becomes about $44 American, but we pay $34.99 USD. So obviously there's about almost $10 discrepancy right there. I'm going to assume this is probably going to be, if this is about $128.99, $129 129 British pounds. It's probably going to be 130 American. Let's say 129.99. Still expensive. Don't get me wrong, still expensive, but it's not going to be that 160 that the exchange says here. So if this is something that is up your alley, I mean, I don't know. I honestly think this is a big, expensive product that I totally see, after it does not sell well, will totally tank in price. I mean, the Ultimate Bumblebee was like $100 item when it was brand new, and today you could pick them up for practically a quarter of that on eBay. So it's something that, the way I see it, it's kind of the same thing here. I'm pretty sure if this somehow does tickle your fancy, if this somehow interests you to own a Optimus Primal that auto transforms in his voice command and light up and sounds, but doesn't really match how he looks in the movie, I'd wait it out. I think this is an item that will be on sale. I could see this being a Black Friday item, even, like something that they're just trying to unleash afterwards. But that's just my take. A little expensive, but I'm pretty sure it speaks to somebody, but definitely not somebody who's smart with their wallet. The only other thing I want to cover quickly with Rise of the Beast is there was the 51st annual JP Morgan Global Technology Media and Communications Conference. A lot of big multi-billion-dollar companies hanging around and talking about what they're looking forward to with their brands. And Hasbro's CEO, Chris Cox, had a little bit this to say about Transformers Rise of the Beast. He said, and I quote, Transformers Rise of the Beast comes out in the early part of June. Based on the early tracking, we are seeing that should be the top 5 releases this year. We're seeing nice momentum in point of sales of Transformers. The Transformers in a down toy market is up 8 or 9% year to date. We are really kicking it up in March and April with the anticipation of this film. So that's good to hear that sales have been really good. I mean, if I had to really attribute it, and again, this is just based off of talking to different toy managers here locally, and I don't just use one source, I use multiple sources, Toys R Us, Walmart, and everything. You know, a Studio Series and Legacy has been selling really well, like really, really well. Store exclusive stuff, like let's say Velocitron for Walmart or Buzzworthy for Target, has been shelf warming a little bit, but that won't really affect anything at the bottom line because those are sold exclusives. So Hasbro made their money up front anyways. So even if they shelf warm those ones, it's not a big deal. The only Transformer product that could say that really isn't moving too much from what I've seen is Earthspark product has been selling quite poorly. And considering we're going into like wave 1.5, or I guess we'll call it wave 2 of that segmentation, and there's not much new that's going to be coming. There's a little like, 4 figures here, 4 figures here, really not much addition to the price points, a lot of package refreshes and repacks. I feel like maybe Hasbro's slowing down this line for maybe to be on its way out, but we'll see what happens with that. But it's kind of weird what's happening with Earthspark. And more of that, and again, another line that kind of is maybe on its way out is the classic rescue bot kind of hero kind of style, whatever you want to list it, Dinobot Adventures, classic Autobot heroes, all of that stuff. That also has been kind of selling poorly, but that's, a segmentation that really I also feel is kind of on its way out, and there'll be some kind of reinvention for it for that demographic and market for the play school aisle. But we will see. But otherwise, Transformers seems to be doing really well, at least according to Chris Cox here. And the anticipation for Rise of the Beasts is picking up. I mean, as it stands, tomorrow will be exactly 2 weeks away from the film debut, or 2 weeks today if you're getting the advanced screening on the 7th. So pretty exciting stuff. We'll see what happens otherwise. Let me know what you think, guys. Again, this Primal, a little pricey, but I'd say wait out on it. We'll talk again real soon here on the Transformer Slag podcast, and we got a lot more to talk about.